Welcome back, my friends. It is the 8 o'clock hour, and Chip Pickering has joined us here, CEO of INCOMPAS, former representative, 3rd Congressional District. Chip, good morning, sir. Appearing at supertalk.fm/watch. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Paul. How about you?
It's good to have you.
And good morning.
I know you're a big Snoop Dogg fan, so I thought I'd throw that in there. So,
Frozen, yes.
Yes, absolutely. All right, tell me where we are with this deal and any of the updates.
Yeah, this is a transformational moment, I believe, for what our economy is seeing and what our healthcare is going through. Mm-hmm. It points to how networks, whether it's telemedicine or precision agriculture or the advanced networks of 5G that will be coming.
And one of the challenges here, just the feasibility too, because should I decide that I want to go off grid and I'm moving 20 miles in the middle of the woods at the end of the last telephone post, if there is a law that says you have to service me, then we have a situation there. Is it feasible to do so? So have we reached that number or that penetration level? And isn't that some of the problems we're having now? Mm-hmm.
That we have Senator Wicker as chairman of the Senate Commerce Committee that oversees the entire broadband and tech industry. Cindy Hyde-Smith, who is on the Appropriations Committee and on the Ag Committee. So a lot of the rural broadband funds and rural telemedicine funds will be coming through their two committees. And I think that we're at the moment where we're going to say as a nation and as a country, we're going to do whatever it takes to connect every American everywhere to broadband because it's so essential to them.
Okay, that sounds good. But if you're looking at the map and you see a great deal of people who are in that sparse area, and you see all the key players out there, the AT&Ts, the C-Spires, anybody else, and they say, look at it, and they put the numbers down. It's just not physically or feasibly able for us to do this. Then, okay, what do you come up with? What's next? You can't force them to do it.
You can't force them to do it, but we can do an all of the above strategy where we're going to have fiber everywhere, the small cell deployments where you have, instead of these big macro towers, you'll have small cells every block on every intersection. And then in the rural areas, we'll have something called fixed wireless. So instead of having huge tower sites that send signals out 5 miles, it'll be more of a 1 mile direct to the home or to the business or to the main street in the rural and smaller towns. The new technologies, and then you'll have satellite as well as new technologies that Amazon, Microsoft, and others are developing. So I think that the country and our private sector really will rise to the challenge, both in the public resources and the private investment that is coming in the advanced networks.
That is interesting because we do know that these big guys are working on this as far as getting that speed up, the 5G speed as far as satellites concerned. I guess that would be another hesitancy by some of the guys on the ground saying, okay, if we put all this money into fiber and all of a sudden there's a bulletin that comes out 6 months from now. So there's all this financial concern that plays into this, does it not?
It does, but what we're seeing is that with 5G, it really will, as we go into the Internet of Things, is the industrial Internet of Things, and as we go into an economy that is going to be network dependent. That is, if you're going to work from home, if you're going to learn from home, if you're going to have a doctor's visit at home, and if you're going to have the applications, the autonomous vehicles, the artificial intelligence, precision agriculture, the telemedicine, the advanced applications are all network dependent. And I do think that money is going to be there because the networks will drive the economy, the applications of the future. Yeah. The returns will be there, and it will change the dynamic for the investors to make the types of commitments that we need to connect everyone everywhere.
Chip Pickering, and Chip, I heard a story, and this has been a while back, but I thought it was emblematic of exactly where we are. Was this lady had a goat farm, so in the middle of nowhere. She had a goat farm, and she was surviving by making cheese and some other products. I forgot what they were, and that doesn't matter. But she was selling it to some of the locals in a nearby town about 20 or 30 miles away. She has her connectivity. She is marketing it. She's been a hit on social media, selling it through Amazon, and they have expanded about 15 times. So that's taking someone with a business in the middle of nowhere and supersizing it to the point that they could be in downtown New York, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I think because of the network connectivity that you will see possibly a reverse migration from the large urban centers to the rural and the small towns and the mid-sized cities across the country, because broadband connectivity gives everyone the freedom to create a business, a startup, and they don't have to be they can be, out in rural Mississippi, selling the things that they have created or what they have grown or what they've made, and it's going to make a huge difference to the economy going forward.
And we need things to pat ourselves on the back, but when and I know at your level, when you're talking to some of the guys that you talk to, it sure is nice to hold our head up high and come into that conversation with them knowing that Mississippi is ahead of the game on this, ahead of a lot of other states as far as telemedicine and other things.
Very much. Mississippi and UMC, and now the partnership with C-Spire and UMC really shows that we were a leader in telemedicine before the crisis. And in the crisis, we're performing at a very high level in the testing and the ability to care and see what is happening, because we do have such a great company in C-Spire and a great institution at UMC. So that partnership is a good example of what we can do to lead not only the region, but lead nationally. And Mississippi, as we have talked, has a tremendous history in telecom and technology. WorldCom, SkyTel, Comcast was born in Mississippi. C-Spire is the only both fiber and wireless company in the region that's headquartered. So there's in Alabama and Tennessee and Arkansas and Louisiana. No one else has what we have in Mississippi. Yeah. We have a chance to really lead the region in the broadband infrastructure of the future if we continue to have the political and the private leadership in concert and in coordination.
I was talking to Tom Miles earlier. We're talking about distance learning and also what the classroom might look like in about 10 or 15, well, in 10 or 15 months, to be honest with you. And it might not look like it is now, but some of the great things about that, one of the voids that we have in this state is not enough teachers in some of the rural areas. If we put that broadband in there, if we put the technology that we have, we put the experiences of what works, what doesn't work, there's no classroom in the state that should be without a good, quality, committed teacher. Even if you've got somebody sitting there just minding the kids, we should have that teacher and that quality in every classroom.
Yeah, that's another great thing about connectivity. It can bring the best teachers, the best researchers, the best scientists right into wherever we are in Mississippi to do the best in the world in our home state with the connectivity that we have.
You know where your test case needs to be as far as filling those voids? You need to go to Essequibo County and make sure that connectivity is done.
I think that we can achieve the challenge.
If you can do that, then everything is taken care of. Chip, thank you, sir. Appreciate it very much.